Okay guys, we have some really interesting new Wuthering Waves character leaks to talk about today, because we finally have some early information about Fox Lady's kit, and honestly, she is sounding way more complicated than I expected. But before we start, don't forget about the giveaway. Comment roadmap and sub to the channel and you'll automatically be in the giveaway. Winners will be announced about a week from now, and without further ado, let's get back into the video. We now have information about her weapon, element, 2 different forms, 2 ultimates, coordinated attack, a domain field, and apparently completely different movesets depending on which form she's using. But Fox Lady isn't the only character we're talking about today. We also have new information about Suoming, who is apparently going to be a 5-star Havoc support that buffs echo damage, and we already have our first information about another completely new character called Lilly, who should be coming sometime after Fox Lady's and Suoming's banner. And on top of that, there are already some rumors about another new male character potentially appearing alongside Lilly as well. So yeah, there's actually a lot to talk about today, and obviously before we get into everything, remember all of this information is still based on early leaks, especially Fox Lady's kit. This is apparently an early version of her kit, so abilities can be changed, removed, renamed, or completely reworked before she actually releases. So don't treat everything we're talking about today as a final. But with that being said, let's start with probably the character most of you are here for, which is Fox Lady. So Fox Lady is the new Sentinel we've been seeing, and according to the newest information, she's going to be an Electro Rectifier character. And immediately her kit sounds very interesting because apparently Fox Lady isn't just going to have one normal moveset, she has 2 different forms, a normal form and what is currently being called her Sentinel form. And both of these forms apparently have their own enhanced state. So if I'm understanding these leaks correctly, we're basically looking at multiple different versions of Fox Lady's movesets packed into a single character. You now have her normal form, you have her enhanced state from her normal form, you have a Sentinel form, and then you potentially have an enhanced state for the Sentinel form as well. Obviously, we don't know exactly how you're going to switch between these forms yet, but maybe it's connected to a forte or her ultimate transforms her. But considering how much is apparently happening in this kit, I would be very surprised if Fox Lady ends up being one of those characters where you just press skill, ultimate, and then spam basic attacks. She sounds like she's going to have an actual rotation that you need to learn, and there's another detail that makes this even more interesting. Apparently, each form has its own moveset, though this isn't necessarily just going to be one of those transformations where your character looks different and gets bigger number. The actual attack themselves are apparently changing as well, and we already have a little bit information about what those attacks could look like. The leak separates Fox Lady's kits into 2 different phases. For phase 1, she apparently has a basic attack combo going on from basic attack 1 all the way to 4. She also has a normal heavy attack and then something specifically called a core heavy attack. And apparently there are 2 skills as well currently listed as skill 1 and 2, and already this is quite a lot. But then you look at phase 2. In phase 2, Fox Lady apparently has basic attack 1 to 3, but she also has enhanced basic attack going from enhanced basic attack 1 all the way to 4. She has another heavy attack, an enhanced heavy attack, and a finisher heavy attack. So just based on the attack names alone, it sounds like there might be some kind of progression happening during the second phase. Maybe you're entering the form using enhanced basic attack chain, going to enhanced heavy attack, and then eventually finishing the rotation with that finisher heavy attack. Again, that's just speculation. We don't have the actual description or multipliers for these abilities yet, so we can't really build an exact rotation for her. But the fact that the leak specifically mentioned a finisher heavy attack makes me think that there's probably some kind of combo or sequence you're supposed to complete. And if that's actually how she works, I think that's going to be really fun, because one of my favorite things about Wuthering Waves character is when gameplay actually feels different instead of every DPS basically following the same rotation. And we're still not done with Fox Lady's kit, because apparently this character has 2 ultimates, and this is probably the part I'm more curious about. We don't know if each of them gets its own ultimate, which would honestly make a lot of sense considering the normal form and Sentinel form apparently have separate movesets, or maybe one ultimate is responsible for changing her form while the other is the actual damage ultimate. There's a lot of ways Kuro could design this, but having 2 ultimates combined with 2 forms and enhanced states makes Fox Lady sounds like a pretty mechanically packed character. And then we have a domain field. We currently don't know exactly what this domain field does. It could buff Fox Lady, it could buff her teammates, it could do damage to enemies inside that field. Could be connected to her transformation mechanic, we don't really know. But domain type abilities are always interesting because they potentially affect team building depending on what benefits the field actually provides. And then finally, Fox Lady apparently has coordinated attacks, and that is a very important detail because coordinated attack immediately open up a lot of questions about what kind of character Fox Lady is actually supposed to be. Is she gonna be a full-on field DPS? Is she some kind of hybrid DPS? Can she leave the field and continue dealing damage through coordinated attacks? Because if she can enter one of her forms, set something up, leave the field, and then continue contributing coordinated attacks, then that could make her way more flexible than just being another Electro DPS. But again, we need the actual kit descriptions before we know exactly what her role is. Right now, all we really know is that she is Electro, uses a Rectifier, she has 2 forms with separate movesets. Both forms apparently have enhanced states. She has 2 ultimates, a domain field, and a coordinated attack, which is already a ridiculous amount of information for an early kit. Anyway, let's move on to the next character, Suoming. She's interesting for a completely different reason because unlike Fox Lady, who currently sounds like she could have the massive complicated kit, Suoming is apparently going to be a 5-star Havoc support. She uses a Rectifier, and we potentially have 2 new 5-stars using Rectifiers around the same period. According to the leaks, she provides echo damage buffs, and this is something I really want to keep an eye on because whenever Wuthering Waves introduces a support that specifically buffs a certain type of damage, you have to start thinking about what characters they're actually designed that support for. If she is specifically increasing echo damage, there is probably a reason for that, and maybe she's designed for an existing character that benefits heavily from echo damage, like Frolova. Because echoes have obviously always been a huge part of Wuthering Waves, but having a dedicated 5-star support specifically providing echo damage buffs could make echo focus damage a much bigger part of the team building. Someone like Galbrenna or Chiu Yuan. We also know that she is Havoc, so depending on the rest of her buffs work, she could potentially end up being very valuable for certain Havoc teams. But I don't want to jump too far ahead here because compared to Fox Lady, we really don't have much information about Suoming's actual kit yet. So for now, I would definitely not recommend making any pulling decisions based on purely this information that I'm giving you. And now we get into probably the most mysterious part about today's leaks, because apparently we're already hearing about a character coming after Fox Lady and Suoming, and one of her characters is currently being called Lilly. Now because everyone starts asking me what Lilly does, we basically don't know anything about her right now. We don't know the element or weapon or role, nothing like that yet. The important part of this leak is simply that Lilly is apparently a new character expected to arrive sometime after Fox Lady and Suoming's banner. And whenever names starts appearing early, I think it's worth keeping them in the back of your mind. Because if you're someone who's already planning your asteroids several banners ahead, suddenly we have even more characters potentially entering the schedule. You got Fox Lady, you got Suoming, and now Lilly is apparently somewhere after them. But Lilly might not be alone either, because there's also speculations that another new male character could be appearing alongside her. And I want to emphasize that the word speculation here. We don't have enough information right now for me to sit here and tell you that Lilly and this mystery male character are definitely going to share the same version, and we don't have the proper kit information for Lilly yet, so take this part with especially massive grain of salt. But if this information does end up being correct, then our future character lineup is starting to get pretty crowded. And honestly, this is why I'm getting more and more curious about what Kuro is planning for the next few versions. Obviously, it's way too early to tell you who is worth pulling. We don't have complete kits or numbers or their best teams or anything like that. So if there are more leaks on this, I will make another video and get back to you guys on this. So let me know what you guys think. Are you more interested in Fox Lady or Suoming? And what do you think Fox Lady Sentinel Form is actually gonna do? Because if her final kit really does have 2 completed forms, I genuinely cannot wait to see what her gameplay looks like. And if we get more information about Fox Lady or Suoming or the new characters, I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.